Oh, welcome to another Fearless Singer episode. This is episode 51, and I am so excited to have the incredible Alex van der Broek here on the podcast. We've been talking about this for many years. I've mentioned it a couple of times, and Alex has always been really kind and gone, yes, let's do it. Let's do it. So Alex is an incredible singer-songwriter. She is an arranger. She is a community arts player. She works with the Little Red Company Choir. She has done all the arranging for the Lord Mayor's Christmas carols. And she also sang on Bluey, which, and I love that you even have the Bluey, branding
channeling
as
her
well.
today.
Yes, excellent. It's very Brisbane.
It is.
So, yes. And also, yes, you have this incredible online following of people who also love vocal harmony. You're like the vocal harmony queen.
Oh.
And you put out the most beautiful content of you singing a cappella on all the top hits and some of the old classics. And it's you basically singing about 5 different parts. Sometimes, 9.
Yeah.
And I'm always really amazed by your incredible range.
Oh, thanks, Mel.
Yeah, you're literally the best baritone I've ever heard in my life.
Hey, I will wear that badge with honor.
And soprano.
Oh, that I'd argue on, but
Okay. But anyway, I'm so happy to have you here. You're such a beam of light. And we're just going to have a chat about, you've had some changes in your career over the last 12 months. You have gone out on your own as a freelancer, still working for the companies that you love, like Little Red Company, and doing all the things. And this year, which I am really excited about because I am a massive fangirl of you and your musicianship and your voice, is you're going to start putting on the Alex show.
yeah.
Yay.
That's the plan.
Yes,
Yeah.
excellent. I'm there for it. And you're also going to be singing at Femme Jazz.
Yes, I'm so excited. It's going to be
Yes.
the best.
And I think your hardcore fans, only your hardcore fans will know that you are a jazz singer. And did you study jazz at QUT? Is that?
No, so
What
the
did you do?
QUT degree, first of all, thank you for having me, Mel.
Oh,
I'm very
yeah.
excited to be here. The QUT degree I did back then, it was just called music. Like there wasn't any specializations in specific genres or anything. It was at a really good overview. You got everything from performance to songwriting to production to music industry and business. And I remember when I was going into the course, I was a bit disheartened because I didn't get into the jazz program. I was devastated. I was also like a week off turning 17 when I auditioned, so I was a baby. And at the time, I was a bit, I'm kind of sad that I'm not getting that real intense jazz or jazz training that I wanted. But it was the best thing for me in the end. So yeah, I've never studied jazz, but.
Well, you're incredible because you have studied jazz. You put yourself on your own. You gave yourself your own curriculum to the
That's
point
very
now. True. Yeah, well, to the point now where you can arrange the most complex vocal jazz harmonies based on that theory, and on top of that, not only transcribe it and have it as a lead sheet, as an arrangement, but also you've gone and taught yourself, maybe you got a little bit of this at QUT, but taught yourself all the music software tools to be able to sing it, and you can sing it, which is incredible.
It's been an interesting journey, like thinking about how I actually started to learn to arrange and transcribe and compose and all that sort of stuff. And it actually didn't come from uni. It's a funny story. In high school, I had a great performing arts program at the school that I went to. I was very fortunate and had some beautiful music teachers, and we learnt like bits and bobs of music notation in school. And I guess I always really enjoyed it. And actually a lot of my like roots in arranging and learning to write out sheet music just came from me being a boring teenager, locking myself in my room on the weekends, and instead of going out to parties or socializing with people my age, I would just sit and transcribe music. Like I'd listen to all sorts of things, even like my early memories listening to the idea of North and the Swingles and the Real Group, like vocal harmony groups like that, and working out by ear what are they all singing. And I know you can just buy the sheet music for some of the charts, but it was fun to me to figure out how to do it in my brain. And that's honestly like how I learnt to do it, just by doing
Just
it
by
rather than studying.
listening and
Yeah.
having that intention of, I want to figure this out. And
Yeah.
it's okay if I make mistakes. Is that
Yeah,
how you felt?
100%.
Like, yeah,
Oh,
I've got all this time in my
absolutely.
bedroom by myself. So, if I don't
Absolutely.
quite crack it, it's gonna be okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm also very, I've always been very like, not hard on myself. Well, I am hard on myself, but I often give myself unrealistic deadlines for things. So I'll be like, I have to get it done by this time. But that's like, it's a fun game in my brain to be like, let's see if I can get this challenge and like transcribe this song by this time and that sort of thing. So
It's like
yeah.
performance psychology 101. So
Mm.
to know that intuitively is amazing. If you give your brain a deadline, it will do everything in its power to make it happen.
I think so. I think so. It depends on the task for me. Like if it's musical or creative, then I'm good to go. If it's like housework, it's not happening. But
Oh, yeah. Well,
that's boring stuff.
yeah,
So
no, I hear you on that one.
yeah.
Yeah, you know that I've had a big creative, week when I'd sort of come out of that. Do you feel like you go into a bit of a vortex when you go into creation mode and then you're
Yeah.
like spat out like some sort
100%.
of alien,
Yep.
you're covered in slime. I've seen that on a movie somewhere.
Yeah,
And you're like, and you
literally.
look around and, it looks like,
What
I
day
don't
is
know,
it?
a
Where am
cyclone
I?
has hit your house. Yeah.
Oh, a
Yeah.
100%. Yeah. And I do my best work when I'm like not like worrying about appearance, not being clean. Like I'm just like in the zone, and I'll often come out like after I've finished writing an arrangement, like my hair's all scrappy, I'm all disheveled, and that's when I know I've been in it.
Yes. Yeah. In the creative trenches.
Ah.
Yes. Oh, I love it, Alex. And so let's go back to little Alex, little Alex. When did you know
Well,
that you loved music? You know that this is something I love to play with and express. Like, how did that all eventuate for you?
gonna have to get you to repeat that question, lovely Mel, because the Anzac Day flyover's
Oh,
just
yeah,
happened
it
and
was
I've just
just you.
heard.
Are you?
I thought it must have been at
It
you then.
started here
Yeah.
and then it's gone over to you. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I was like,
I
I
think
can't.
I can hear
Yeah.
it coming back this way now.
There you go. Well, this is the
Uh,
fun podcast.
exactly. You just don't know what is going to
That's
happen.
it. That's
Yes,
it.
yes. So going back to little Alex, when did
Mm.
you know that, oh my God, music is my dope? Like, what
Oh,
is this incredible thing?
honestly, I don't. I feel really, really lucky. I've never felt like it was a choice for me to do music. It just has naturally always been me, I guess, is the easiest way to put it. I grew up, my parents, both my mum and my dad, both wonderful appreciators of music and musos as well. My mum trained to be a concert pianist, and my dad, he plays guitar, played in a lot of bands when he was younger. And my stepdad is an incredible musician that I learnt so much from him, like being his roadie and going around and watching him play gigs from a really young age. And my grandmother was probably my biggest inspiration. She was a professional singer in her day. She was an operatic singer. Um, and yeah, we would always just talk about music. And I was always so like engaged with hearing all of her stories about singing and things. And so I think she was a very big influence on me to just continue singing. And I did Australian Girls Choir as a kid, right from when I was like 5. So did the whole children's choir thing. But yeah, I've just always been surrounded by music. So I'm very lucky in that I was supported and encouraged to just make it happen.
Yes, beautiful.
Yeah.
And I do know from following you on the socials that piano, did that belong to your grandmother?
So this piano was actually bought for my mother
Yes.
in the 70s to do all of her beautiful piano training. And it lived at my grandma's for a very long time. And then it moved in with me when I moved here last year, which I feel very, very honored to have this piano. It's got a lot of stories. It's also horribly out of tune and I need to get it
I quite
fixed,
I
but
quite like it. There's that really
me
classic
too.
Bon Iver did I Can't Make You Love Me
Yes,
on a kind of an
yes.
attitude honky
Yep,
tonk piano,
yep.
and it just adds to the
I think
pathos.
so. It
Yeah.
feels like there's more of a story behind it, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
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 And it just kind of, I don't know, it just lends itself to the idea of like creativity doesn't have to be consonant.
No.
Like leave room for the dissonance,
Oh,
Yeah.
100%. I think that's been a really like big step in my creative practice in the last few years is like stopping thinking about how perfect something needs to be and embracing the things that maybe don't make it stereotypically perfect. It's a really hard thing to make peace with, I think, but it's been a big important thing for me to bring into music making.
When do you feel like you had that big shift in that thinking? Is there like a point where you're like,
Mm.
oh, I've just maybe I guess the pursuit of being perfect was maybe eating up some of that beautiful creative energy, and you're just like, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think um I've been really fortunate the last few 4 years. I have worked with the Little Red Company on the Lord Mayor's Christmas Carols, which is broadcast on Channel 9. And the first year that we did it, I felt so out of my depth. Like, and that's almost 5 years ago now. So I was still a baby at that point compared to like what I am now. And I remember like being really stressed writing those charts, thinking, holy, oh, can I swear?
Oh, absolutely.
I'm a
Fucking
bit of
oath
a
you can,
swear
mate.
throat. Great, thank you. Yeah, I remember thinking, holy shit, like this is such a massive gig. It's going to be seen by like a million people on the telly. There's going to be people watching it. Like, I have to get this right. And as I was doing it, at that point in time, I hadn't really done a lot of like high profile, like big level gigs like that. And so learning to arrange and then send it to somebody and have people bring their thoughts and feedback back to it. At first, I was like, oh, I'm getting things wrong. Like it needs to be perfect. But the more I did it, the more I realized actually, if I'm really happy with how this sounds and if the musos are really connected to it, that's the most important thing for me.
Oh my God. I feel like we need to put that on a quote on the screen.
Yeah.
That's really powerful. Because at the core, music is communication, isn't it?
Mm,
So
absolutely.
if we're all vibing here
Mm,
and we're all, we're, we're all part of this storytelling, mission,
yeah.
and we're all liking it, then what's there more to do, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, there's got to be heart and soul in something for
Mm.
me, to be really connected to it. And I think that's honestly why I work so hard and like I'm not very good at just phoning something in. I will like really like I guess this is also like to that question of the whole idea of perfect. Like sometimes I'll get really precious and like look at what is every instrument playing in this half a bar measure and I'll get really like worked up about it. But then on the other side of it, I'll pull myself out of that and go, actually, if they're just doing this and they're just vibing, I want them to be able to have ownership of what they're playing too. Like I don't want it to feel
Well,
like,
yeah, because the
yeah.
musicians that you work with,
Mm.
it's particularly with the Little Ray Company, they're all jazz musicians.
Yeah, a lot of them are, yeah.
Yeah, so I know there's a couple that they've done the crossover from classical to jazz.
Yeah.
Uh, so it can sometimes be open to interpretation as well, like in
Yeah.
terms of, and also with jazz musicians, you don't have to really spell out the groove for them as
No.
much. You can just say, hey, just do this in this groove. And they're like, oh
Yeah.
yeah. And you can even like just count, like just show it to them and they'll do it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that was also a really big lesson for me to learn too, is like every muso is different, no matter what the gig and how they prefer to read charts or interpret music. Like no two players are often going to be the same. And I think for me, like I grew up learning music theory, I think with choir and also with mum and her history playing piano. Music theory was always something that was important to me. Yes, I did. I did a lot of it. And my stepdad, he doesn't really read sheet music. He can read like bits and pieces, but he's forged this beautiful like 50-year plus career for himself and he's played for massive bands and musicians, but he's gotten by not reading sheet music. And I think that was a really good thing for me to take away the fact that you don't have to be like reading every dot on the page, and not every muso has to hit every note that you fit in, because they need to be able to do their own thing too. So yeah.
It's interesting because before we started, we are having a little bit of a chat, and you said I would like to do my own show this year, and I guess it hasn't happened as yet is because I've always been such a team player.
Yeah.
I think that kind of, yeah, it rings true even with what you're sort of talking about now. It's like, yeah, leaving that space for the collaboration.
Yeah, I think I love collaborating with artists. And I think too, probably because a lot of my background is like choirs and vocal ensembles, like I haven't figured out how to clone myself yet. I figured out how to do it digitally with the videos that I make and things, but science hasn't gotten a physical clone of me yet. So I've always been used to like singing with lots of voices and being in group settings or conducting choirs, like working with big groups of musos. And I don't often ever get a chance to just sing as me. Like, I mean, even with the carols, I've been fortunate enough to get up and sing a few numbers over the years. And with other gigs that I've done over the years, like there has been elements of it, but it's never been Alex is the lead singer. Like Alex is doing this. I've always felt most comfortable with other people. And yeah, I'm learning that actually that is something that I want to do more of. And yeah, I'm excited to explore it, I guess.
I'm so excited too because I don't want this podcast to be super gushy, but I'm a massive fan.
Oh, thanks, Mel.
To the point where I know this, I'm going to admit something to you right now.
Oh,
and it's
dramatic music.
Just definitely, I feel a little bit ashamed, but also I'm glad that it all happened. So there was, the choir auditions for the Little Red Company. Yeah. I was like, oh, this is a cool way to like, I don't know, like experience firsthand Alex's cool arrangements. And then I'm going to go and audition. And I got and like, it was really just to go and be in the room with you, to be like, just to absorb your brilliance.
Aww.
And I was not disappointed. I just had the best time in that audition. And I did something really naughty. I kind of left everything to the last minute because I was busy. And I was like, oh, whatever, who cares? I'm just really there just to experience you. But what was even more phenomenal for me is, because my world is in jazz and in pop and, and in this self-development space as well. And I'm immersed in my own community, and I know of the incredible other communities, but I'm on the outer of it a little bit. So I have beautiful colleagues who are part of those communities. Like, for instance, Kate Shermer is such an incredible educator. I grew up with her, by the way. She's
there you go.
Yeah. She's an incredible educator in the musical theatre space. So it was also a chance for me to go, what are the musical theatre kids doing these days? And I was so blown away by the caliber of not only the singers who are musicians, who rocked up to that audition. They knew all their parts.
Yeah.
It was all off by heart. It was an extremely high caliber. And it was a really lovely moment to sit back and watch and just go, oh my God, look at these, you have hope for this incredible, for the future. Like, we've got these incredible artists, and it reinforced for me just, the importance of advocating for the arts.
Yes.
I was like, I want to do, as this 41-year-old, I want to do everything in my power to make sure that these young, incredible humans have work, have
absolutely
continued work. And it was interesting this week because you interviewed Adam Brandt.
Yeah.
It was just so random. Adam Brandt from the Greens Party. And it was really cool. You asked some really pointed, straight to the point questions. And one was about the artist living wage.
Yeah.
Can you speak on that? Like, how, I mean, I know my opinion on the artist living wage.
Yeah.
We saw, during the pandemic, even disability pension, all of that was increased to a livable wage, and we saw people thrive. So can you talk on that from an artist's point of view, what that would mean for all of us?
Oh gosh, like the thing, it stumps me because I actually can't even imagine being in the position of having a wage coming in just for making art. Like obviously, like as a freelancer, you do get to make money doing your art and things like that, but it also comes with the struggles of, oh, can I pay my rent this week? I have to wait for somebody else to pay my invoice, and I can't go and do my groceries until somebody else decides to pay me. Like it's not a consistent income coming in, which is also the choice that we make as artists as well, I guess, when we are freelancing. But to be able to have that space, and also that, I think, recognition from the government or whoever it is, like to have that recognition of, yes, arts work is important and creative work is work, I think would do absolute wonders for so many artists across all mediums, and also would take the pressure off of artists to go, I can't do this gig because I've got to go and do my shift at the shop, or I can't do this class that I really want to do that's going to help me upskill because I have a different work commitment to actually bring the money in. There'd be less, I guess, stress and struggles thinking about how am I going to live? And actually that time can be spent being ourself and like having the mindfulness and connection that we need to ourselves to then be able to get deeper into our work. That's probably very like, ooh, zen of me.
No,
I don't know, but you know what I mean?
Not zen.
Like,
that's very practical, and that's such a reality. I was relying on an invoice this week, and I'm grateful that I had enough money to pay my 2 weeks rent. I lived by myself. Yeah, the same thing.
Hard relate.
And lucky that I'm in a couple of bands and we have bank accounts. So like if I need to, I can grab a little, just so we're all struggling with that.
Yeah.
Having to make sacrifices. And also the reality is, people need us.
Mm-hmm. That's right. When 2020 COVID lockdowns, what did everyone do when they couldn't go outside? They turn on the telly, they watch a movie, or they listen to an artist doing a live stream concert, or they go and get craft supplies so that they can paint, and they're looking up tutorials from other artists on how to do it. Like you are surrounded by the arts every day of your life, no matter what you do in some way, even down to the clothes that you wear. Like there is so much creativity, and it astounds me that certain governments don't value that.
Yeah, to the point where it's basically, even in our current education system, the arts aren't weighted and kids are not doing it. Kids are not, they're going, well, what's the point of doing music or drama, because it's not going to help me with my ATAR.
That's right. It's
bloody sad.
It's so sad. Even something like, I don't know, I'm sure it's a thought that's shared by many, but something that I always find really interesting, like, and I guess it's kind of like school assemblies, right? You go to a school assembly, you get the principal's report, you get the deputy might get up, the year level coordinator might get up, the sports report will come in, and then that's the end of the assembly. You watch the 6 o'clock news, you get all the headlines, you get the weather, you get the sport, but there's never like an arts report. Why don't we get a little 5-minute segment to go, hey, this is what's been happening. Also might help like promote, more happiness and better mental health if people are not getting sad, or not sad news, but like pointed news that doesn't always have a happy
we need to show the polarity of life, don't we?
Absolutely.
On the news. So like, of course there's tragedy happening in the world. At the same time, there's extreme beauty. Do you know what I mean? So, and that's.
I agree.
That is the life that we
live.
That
is.
And I wonder whether it just helps people lean more into the acceptance of that. I just, not to get too heavy, too deep, but I shared a post this morning on my Facebook, and it was. I won't talk about any of the political points in it. I want to sort of stay a little bit neutral for this one. But I'll talk about the fact that it was basically saying there's a group of people, very prominent at the moment, that are doing a lot of trolling of those who, hold more sort of socialist views.
Yeah.
And this particular author was talking about the fact that the reason why they're doing it is because they are frustrated, you know, potentially apathetic, and are experiencing the same pain that we all experience as human beings, because as part of living this life is we have to accept there will be suffering. You know, we don't, when we try to avoid it, that's when, you know, addictions and certain behaviors start to arise. But it was basically saying that, you know, the reason why people are doing this is because if they, and this is a James Baldwin quote, if they remove the hate, which they're leaning so hard into, they'll only be left with the pain.
Yep.
You know, and I feel like music and craft and art and film helps us process the pain.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, and it's such, it's, we need it. It's an antidote. It's it's our medicine.
It's the best medicine you can have.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, I mean, real medicine, if you need it in that scenario, do that. But like, you know what I mean? Like it's the chicken soup that you need when you've got the flu, the listening to the music and listening to and soaking up the arts that you love. It fulfills you. And we all need that. Yeah.
That's so true. Oh my gosh. We could end the podcast there. And I did kind of say it was only going to be half an hour, but I tricked you.
So fine. I'm just here.
I want this conversation to keep going.
Yeah.
I'm having such a good time.
Oh, me too.
And I'm sure listeners are too.
Also, just want to circle back and say thank you for sharing that beautiful story before about the auditions as well. That is really special.
I just wanted to be in the same room as you because we've done a lot of talking on, you know, like we talk a lot online.
Yes.
And, you know, I'm a massive fan of your work. I just think you are so brilliant. And I just want to see this girl do her thing.
Oh, thank you.
And to the point where I'm thinking I'm going to try and restructure my timetable because I would like to be part of your choir.
Oh my gosh.
Whatever choir.
Come on down. I would love to have you. Yes.
I did a little story about this last night on Instagram. I love being in a choir. I'm in Nikki's Venez, which is a Greek choir. And it's just this beautiful space you can carve out for yourself and especially if you are a singer or a musician or an arts worker and you know this is your livelihood, your work. If you want to create even just that little bit of space to have a hobby,
absolutely,
to just actually enjoy yourself.
Yes. Yeah. I think it's funny actually. There's another wonderful singer in Little Red Choir with me who is also a choir director, and she spends like her job is directing choirs, but for her, she comes to Little Red Choir to have that like her own music making time and not just being the conductor and the leader, but also having time to connect and be a singer in that space as well. And I think it's awesome. I would love to have a choir that's full choir directors, but then who would direct the choir, you know, like, or not choir director, but I mean, like, I think it's such a great thing for people to have a space like that to do their art without the pressure, I guess, of being an artist. Yeah.
My dream would be to be in a choir with you and Emma Dean.
Oh,
honestly.
I'm there. I'm already there. Like, see you in 5 minutes.
I've also said that to Emma. I'm like, I want to try and make time to join Cheap Trill,
yes,
you know, as well. So
yeah.
I could be in 3 choirs.
Absolutely. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Sing all the time. That's the dream, honestly. Like, it's so funny too. Like, this is probably a tangent, but
no, tangents.
Before I kind of stepped into the theatre world a few years ago here in Brisbane, I was doing a lot of contemporary a cappella stuff with circles in the US and the UK, and just like arranging and video editing randomly for musos and groups overseas. And there's such a big community for vocal arts in the US and the UK, and we just don't have that here. Like,
no, like the Gaia Collective.
Yeah.
They are incredible.
Yes. Yeah. Matt Goldstein there is doing some incredible work. And just even like vocal groups like the Swingle Singers and the Idea of North, like groups like that are like smaller, like 6 to 8 singers making music. I feel like Pentatonics as well, like in the US. Obviously they have hit the big time, but we don't have that culture here. And I think pre-pandemic, we certainly had circles for that in Australia. And since it kind of hasn't recovered, and it's always been something that's astounded me, is why has that not really been a thing
Mm,
here?
mm.
Yeah.
I think, you know, I'm just thinking about the healing aspect of singing and particularly singing in a group
Yeah.
as well. You get so many different hormones, you know, dopamine,
Yes.
oxytocin,
Yep.
you know, it's so bloody good for you. It's like taking a vitamin
Oh,
every day.
absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
think it would help our collective consciousness here in
Mm,
Australia, you know.
mm. I really do think so. There's so many incredible studies about um, that have been done with community choirs and people talking about how much their mental health is improved by just having a weekly music making
Mm,
activity. I think it's a really important thing. And even if it's not choir for some people, it might be going to your local ukulele group or whatever it is, but having that like community arts time is life changing for some
mm.
people, for all
Oh,
people.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm going to go on a bit of a tangent now. So
Do it.
just talking about the power of music and what it can do in your body.
Yes.
Uh, I think you did this arrangement for Nyari last year for
Mm.
the for the
Finari,
little.
yeah. Yeah,
Sorry, how do
yeah.
you say her name? Nyari.
Nairi. Yeah.
Nyari. I've been calling
Yeah.
her Nyari like fairy,
It's
but with
it's
an
the double
NG.
I that like freaks me
Oh,
out.
bless.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, Nyari.
Oh,
You just never know. She might be listening one day.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
exactly. But you did this arrangement of it was Oh Holy Night. Is that
Silent Night, I think
Silent
was
Night?
the,
Sorry, it
yeah,
was
I know the one you
Silent
mean.
Night, and you
Yeah.
did it just, oh my goodness, mate. It literally it moved shit around in my
Oh,
body. Like it really did. It
wow.
was so moving. It was, and of
Oh,
course,
dang.
obviously, your arrangement and her incredible
Oh,
vocal
absolute icon she
magnetism.
is.
She's
Yeah.
incredible. Uh, yeah, I guess I only want to say this and mention it really. I guess for anyone who's listening, just know that these arrangements are being written by somebody. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's not. This isn't just something that just gets like popped out. Even though I know
Yeah.
we do have AI at the moment that can, you know, potentially do that
Scary.
sort of stuff. It's
Yeah.
scary. It's scary. But you know, this is like absolute craft womanship at its
Oh,
highest.
thanks,
And
Mel.
you know, I just needed to say, like, that's you.
Oh, thank you
Yeah,
so
you
much.
did that.
That's so special. I think, see, that's really funny to hear is like for projects like that, it's so like I've got such a small window of time where I've got to get so many charts done and like so many instruments and stuff. But I find every like theatrical show or like big body of work that I work on, I'm always really proud of everything, but there's often one song that will stick out as like a moment for me. And also, it seems like for other people as well, which is really special. And that was definitely one of them. I think I even remember being in the rehearsal room when we ran through it for the first time, and all of us were kind of like, whoa, like, because everyone was so connected to it.
Mm,
Um, and I think that's one of the most important things. It's like what I was saying before. It's got to have that connection and that heart and soul. And yeah, I just really give a shit about what people are playing and how to tell a story
mm.
musically, I guess. So
I think
yeah.
it's interesting because Duke Ellington said, you know, when he wrote parts,
Mm.
he wanted to make every part, even including like the double bass player, just keeping the time. You know,
Hmm.
he wanted to make everybody's parts interesting.
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah. Maybe it also stems from me being an alto in choir as a kid and having the really shit, boring parts.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, nope, you will sing
Silent
all
night,
over the page. Thank you very
holy
much. Yeah.
night, all is
Yeah.
calm. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, having said that too, like another lesson, I think, or not maybe not lesson, but something else that I've really spent a lot of time breaking down in my process is learning to not everyone has to be going at 100 the whole time. Like,
Mm,
obviously, if you want these moments of chaos and like musical, like sure, have everyone playing full out these massive hard parts. But for me in my practice, I think something that's really important is the beauty of space in music as well. I think learning to let something just have a moment to sit so that people can fully connect with it before it moves into the next thing. Like,
mm.
that's also a really important thing.
Oh my goodness, it's so true. And if you think of it in terms of like, each section has this statement.
Mm,
Is making a statement. We need that space to allow that statement to be processed by all.
absolutely.
Yeah. And y- yeah, even just the power of space in our lives as well. Do you
Yes.
find that you are way more productive and come up with the most genius ideas when you create that little bit of space just to do nothing and just to kind of zone out?
I'm not very
What
good at doing nothing.
okay.
I'm not very good
Oh,
at sitting
interesting.
still.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very good at I don't want to say overloading because I work best when I've got like lots on the go. I find like my husband was saying to me the other day, because I'm always talking to him about project ideas and he's one of my biggest cheerleaders, so I'm very grateful to him. But he said to me the other day, he's like, "Yeah, you often like don't start working on like a million things until you've got already a million things to work on. And then because
Mm.
you've got like five or six projects that are going, that's when you start to go, yeah, let me do this and let me do this." And he's going, and you always like overload yourself, but creatively you seem to be in the zone when you do that.
Mm,
So
I can pinpoint a lot of particularly Brisbane
yeah.
artists who are exactly the same.
Mm-hmm.
You go, I'm just thinking, I hope she doesn't mind me mentioning her name, Lucinda Shaw. Like, she's always got
Yes.
like about 10 projects on the go, and you're like,
Yeah.
how do you do
How do
it?
you do it? Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
she does, and she's just, yeah, like you, just at your peak. You know how to, I guess chip away at the various things, the different
Oh,
things. And
thanks.
maybe
Yeah.
it's a need for like the variety, you know?
Oh, I am absolutely somebody that like I like that no 2 days are the same for me. Like
Yeah.
I have to have different things going. Like on a Tuesday, I know that's my choir day, so I am focused on like writing arrangements or thinking about rehearsals or doing rehearsals. Wednesdays are often my like nothing day because I'm so exhausted from the night before because I'm very energetic in my rehearsal rooms. But
Yeah, I've seen you.
you have seen
You're
it, yeah.
literally, it's in a lot of your social media posts, you're literally dancing. You're
Yeah.
like Whoopi Goldberg
Yeah, yeah, I'm just all
2.0.
about vibe. But
Yeah.
yeah, I like having different things with different days. Teaching
Mm,
one day, rehearsals here, music making one day here. It's good for my brain. Yeah.
mm. Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Now, let's also talk about the Alex solo
Mm,
because you
mm,
did mention a project idea. Now, I just want to quickly say, my Auntie Cleo, so I come from a musical family as
mm.
well, but my parents not so much, but all my like my grandmother played piano, and my
Amazing.
Auntie Cleo was an opera singer, and she always said, "Leslie, stop talking about your project ideas. Let them sit in you, and let them, brew and take
Yeah.
shape." So, what is your thoughts? Because you shared a really cool idea before. Maybe
Mm.
that's something that you want to go, actually, I don't want to share with that with the world right now.
I don't know, to be honest.
Yeah.
I honestly I think it's like what I was saying before. I feel like I've always been a team player and
Mm.
in high school, like when I was doing my music assessments and thinking about uni, that was really the last time that I can think that I was like front and center. I am the lead singer. This is my
Mm.
like this is what I want to do and this is the music I want to make and I'm going to bring in different musos around me to help me make it happen. And when I went to uni, I guess because I was playing in a lot of bands and stuff, and with choir and vocal ensembles and things like that, I just have always gotten so like physically in the space working with other people. And I've always dreamt of doing other ideas. And I think in the back of my head, I'd always thought, yeah, I'd be writing and releasing my own music. But I think I've also never felt the confidence to actually make it happen for myself. And I also get very bad imposter syndrome. Like I will, before a gig, always think, no one needs to hear me sing. Like nobody wants to hear it, even when I'm like posting bloody TikToks and stupid shit
Mm.
like that. Like
Mm.
I I get really, yeah, like in my head about it and think nobody needs to hear me do my thing. Why would they want to come and see me do a show? And so then I stop thinking about it. But it's always kind of going in the back of my mind. I don't know. There's a lot to unpack there, I think, for me, but
Mm. That's yeah, definitely that's a big question, isn't it? And I just want to say I'm really grateful that you shared that. Thank you for
oh,
sharing that so
thanks.
vulnerably because I'm pretty sure a lot of people that are listening to this can 100% relate to that.
Oh, big
And
time.
I just want to say, this is coming from somebody that you are insanely talented. Not
Oh,
only just talented, actually, I want to back that up with insanely skilled,
oh, thanks, Mel.
you know, and you have such, you've got the actual data, like you have nearly 30,000 people that think that, because, you know, we all follow you on TikTok
Yeah.
and Instagram. So do you know what I mean? Like, you know, so you actually have evidence, you know,
Yeah,
you're
it's
booked by some of the biggest players in the industry to do their work because they know they're going to get an insanely high standard. You know, so
yeah.
you've got all this evidence, you know, and yet you still feel like that. And we
Oh,
all do.
100%.
We all have
do.
elements of it. Like
We
no one is
absolutely
immune
do.
to it.
No.
And if you and this is not to judge, but if you are not experiencing those, you know, those emotions, those stories, like you probably are sociopathic.
Yeah, no, I think as much as I like get in my head and doubt my abilities as a singer or a muso or as a performer or whatever, like I also actually do think it's really important for me to have moments like that because I feel like it connects me more to the why I want to do things. And it reminds me that I'm not making music or putting videos of me singing on the internet because I want to be seen. I'm making music because that's just what I do. That's how I express myself. It's how I connect. And yeah, I think it's good to maybe not so much worry all the time, but I think it's good to connect with the why. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. And it extends to that idea of this is, yeah, like you just said, this is an extension of me, and it's a service, you know. It's beyond me. It's beyond my ego. That's, you know, by the way, ego and fear, they're just like protectors in the body.
Yes.
Like, play it safe, you know.
Yeah.
There are some nasty people out there that might comment. It's just a way of protecting yourself.
100%.
So it's not inherently bad, you know. But yeah, like you said, but if you connect to this thing that's bigger than that, you know, regardless of what feedback you get, whether it's from yourself, because half the time it is just your critical voice before it is anyone else ever, you know, then it just allows you to keep sharing and
absolutely,
you know, going, hey, this is so lovely, this beautiful song, look at the parts of it, I'm going to show you the parts of this Beach Boy number, you know. The Beach Boys were insanely, like, they were just this next level harmony makers of their time, and here you are going, hey, let me show you how amazing it is, and I'm going to sing it for you.
Oh, I'm just such a nerd. Hey? Like, I just want to nerd out about that stuff, and that's been the best thing about this little corner of the internet that I've somehow stumbled across. Like, I found all these people all across the world that also love nerding out about this sort of thing, so it's very fun. Yeah.
Have you ever listened to Brian Wilson? Not Brian Wilson, sorry. No. Dennis Wilson's albums.
I don't think so, no.
Oh my God, mate. There is one particular one. I'm going to share it with you. I can't remember the name of it. It might even just be self-titled. It could be one of the original ones. It's like his face, but with a lot of blue. But the orchestral arrangements in it is just so rich. And I think kind of for that time, I think he was a bit of a, like, before his time. Type of musician. But anyway,
I'm excited to listen.
That was a weird tangent. I just
no, I'm keen.
Yeah.
I love that stuff though, because that's like, I think listening to so much different music and things like that, that's like when you're working with big orchestral things and like projects like that, it's often random things that you've listened to in moments of time that like will kind of come back and like help feed into your process, even if you don't like actively think about this album that I listened to once, I love how the strings sound on this and I want to emulate that. Like, it might just be a moment of you going, oh, I really like that, and then like it kind of just lives in your brain without you actively going, this is what I'm going for. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah. But, absolutely. Yeah. Everything that you consume will come out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, 100%. So that's why we have to also be very careful with what we consume.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
I just want to say, okay, without saying what your project dream is, because let's keep it to ourselves, but let's do a group collective manifestation for Alex just imagine, everyone now just close your eyes and visualize Alex on stage with camerata or some kind of string, let's go, string chamber group. Yeah, doing songs and arrangements that she's also collaborated on of a particular band that she really loves. Just putting that out there for you. Sorry, I got a bit of evangelical there.
No, I love it. I love it. I'm into it. That's what I need, honestly, is I need other people to be like, can you just like stop freaking the fuck out and just do it? Because like you are good. And yeah, I need that encouragement sometimes.
Oh, we were here to give that to you because that's to be honest, that's a show that I would pay $75 to go and see.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So let's just put that out there.
That's really lovely. Thank you.
But talking about shows that I really want to see is one that I've co-created with you and the Unladylike Quartet, and we're going to be celebrating our Feminists.
Yep.
At New Tricks in Albion on 9th of May. So that's a Friday night.
Yeah.
Yes. And what are you singing, by the way?
I am singing. Oh gosh, what am I singing? I'm singing a tune called "I'm Hip."
Oh, Blossom Dearie.
Yes, it literally just because of Blossom Dearie.
Yeah.
Like because obviously we were meant to do Femme Jazz in March to celebrate International Women's Day, and then a cyclone named Alfred, a male entity, came and ruined the show. So
came in, flamed the Standing Crows and the Femme Jazzes.
That's right. So at that time, I was really thinking, okay, who are jazz singers or performers that like have very much influenced me, and I just love that song. And I think too, I love to make a bit of fun of myself. Like I can be quite cheeky when I think of myself as a solo performer. I don't think of it as being this like, look how good I am and look how like fabulous and polished everything is. That's so not me. Like I can hang shit on myself. So that song is kind of a bit of that in my brain, and I just love it. And I thought, why not? So singing I'm Hip, and then I'm also going to do Mash Canada, like Sergio Mendes.
Oh, wow.
Sort of song, because I just love that tune.
Yeah.
And honestly, a lot of that is because I am such a fangirl of Emma Pask, the jazz singer.
Yeah, she's coming back. She's
she's here in a few weeks.
Brisbane.
Yeah, and her version of that tune, I'm like, yes.
Talking about someone that takes, like even pop songs and, rearranges them for jazz. She's like a master of that too.
She's incredible. And I got to meet her last year, and I felt like such a fangirl, like to the point where I was like, oh my God, that's Emma Pask, like in the same room as me. I don't often like freak out. I went and talked to friggin' Adam Bent, like political party leader this week. And I was like, hey man, and Emma Pask was in the same room with me. And I was like, I can't breathe. Like,
just want to let you know that you're not on your own there. I did the same thing. I went and bought her record, and I was like, you did the whole like shaking hands. Can you sign this for me, please?
Yeah. And she's so beautiful. She's so lovely, incredibly
she's kind of a bit
talented.
like, she's very disarming. Like, yeah, mate.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
It has a chat. Yeah. Oh, look, it's just so I just want to say thank you so much for being here. Thanks for sharing your beautiful warmth and your wisdom with us on the podcast. And I just hope that whoever's listening who hasn't bought their ticket to Femme Jazz, please come along. Yeah. And also too, like, meet Alex in the flesh. Like, you are like the most, no one needs to feel intimidated around you. You're just so kind and so friendly. And that also goes too for like, please follow her on social media. So she's at Alex van der Broek on Instagram.
That's me.
And she's also on TikTok as ADV Sings.
AVDB. That's me.
Oh, AVDB Sings. But I think if they type in Alex van der Broek, like,
it's because my last name is just way too hard to say. I was like, no. So.
And I love your logo too. By the way, I went onto your website. It's very cute with the your acronyms. That's the other thing too. Go to alexvanderbroek.com on like her website, because you offer also incredible services. Because there might be some singers that are listening that are going, oh, look, the transcription part, like I've got all these tunes that I want to sing at a gig, but I wouldn't even know what to do or where to start.
Hi, I'll do it. I love that stuff.
I'm a nerd. Alex.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
thank you for
so
that
you've got a
beautiful
list.
plug.
You've got a list of services there, including like social media as well. Like you'll help people
Yeah.
with their content creation.
Oh, 100%. Like, I
Yeah.
think learning the world of social media over the last few years as a muso, like, it's ever changing, but
Hmm.
I do think it's really important to know how to best, well, maybe not best, but how to get the word out there and how
Yeah.
to do things. And
Yeah.
it's also, I don't know, I see a lot of people and like a lot of musos complaining about having to do jobs that maybe once were like, if you were signed to a label, somebody else might take care of doing your content and stuff for
Mm.
you. But
Mm.
I don't think it needs to be seen that way. I think it's just a way, it's an extension of like your creativity, right?
Oh,
Like figuring out
100%.
how to tell a
I
story.
love doing
Yeah.
reels. I might not be
Yes.
like, I don't think I'm amazing at them, but I love it.
I think
Like,
what you do is awesome, Mel. I love scrolling through Fearless Singer and like even like when you did the vocal love challenge, like just having those little check-ins and like remembering to actually vocalize every
yeah.
day. And
Hmm.
that's the funny thing, isn't it? Even when we're professional singers or voice educators or whatever we are, I always forget to sing for fun, or
Mm.
if I've got a day where I'm just arranging, I might not sing on that day. So
Yeah.
I think it's really important to
Yeah.
remember, just take that time. Yeah.
Oh, and it's only little pockets. And I tell you what, I did my own course and
Mm,
I noticed massive changes. Even
amazing.
like to the point with talking, because I've in the past have been quite tongue-tied. You know,
Yes.
I guess because my brain, I'm undiagnosed ADHD, but
Mm,
my brain is always a million miles ahead.
yeah.
So, just using the tapping to come back into my body and just be
Mm,
more grounded and
yeah.
go, yes, that thought can be there. You'll get there. Just right now. Just think
That
about what you're trying to ask.
Yeah, that is something I need to learn
Oh
because
no,
I feel like
I've
there's probably, yeah, probably a little something going on in there for me. And I
yeah.
think as I'm getting older, I'm learning that I need to actually check in with it. And
Mm.
yeah, it's that being 100 miles an hour, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's,
yeah.
yeah,
Learning just to come back into your body and
yeah,
just breathe.
breathe. You
Yeah.
don't have to do everything at once.
It's the
You'll get to it.
space. It's the space that
Yeah,
you're talking before. It works well in music and it also works well in life.
absolutely.
Yes. And on that note, I think this was a really beautiful podcast
Oh,
episode. I'm so
thanks for
happy.
having me, Mel. It's been so much
Oh,
fun. And I have followed you for years now, and I just think everything you do is so fucking cool. And I think
oh, thank
the
you.
way that you're making a space for femme singers to connect with their musical identity, I think it's a really special and a really important thing. So go you, and
Oh,
anybody that does
bless you.
feel a singer, you're in the best hands.
Oh,
So
bless you. Thank you so
yeah.
much. And thank you, everybody, for listening. I hope you
Yeah.
enjoyed this as much as I did.
Oh,
And yes, and
see you
I'm
all
just,
at the gig.
yeah, see you on Friday, the 9th of May. There's also going to be a food truck there. Just
Oh my
putting it
gosh,
out there. So you're going to be
yes.
taken care of food wise.
I love.
You have to pay for it, but it's
Hey,
there.
that's fine.
Yeah. All right. I'm just going to say see you later to everybody. And I'm just going to hit stop on the recording